A big hello and a very warm welcome to a special episode of Brand Equity with me, Sonali Krishna. This week, Brand Equity travelled all the way to Goa to bring you all the action, discussion, controversy, debate and of course the sun and sand straight from the Goa Fest 2013.
Wonderful work, awards, speakers, conversations, and real cocktails begin.
This is my first time at GOA Fest.
The 2013 Integrated Abbey Grand Prix goes to Water Savers.
The way we communicate has so drastically changed that it's got everyone in the communications business very anxious. Clients and agencies are both struggling to understand today. And so how tomorrow pans out is anybody's guess. But some key questions still remain unanswered. Are agencies today up to speed? Are they being able to deliver consistently and effectively in today's rather complex landscape? Are they trying too hard to be different, cutting edge and social? Are they still stuck in time playing the petty, self-indulgent game of awards? Well, clients at Goa Fest decided to give the industry a piece of their mind, and as the theme of the conclave suggests, it's time to listen.
The sooner we realize that this doesn't work, the better off we will be.
Just don't trust any element. Any element.
They should focus only on creativity side which can generate sales, which can build the brands, not win the awards.
Agencies also need to evolve. Just as we are expected to evolve with our services, we are expected to bring in a lot of IT. Agencies now need to think of better ways of delivering what we want delivered through medium that is other than print and TV. And in this day and age when everybody is saving every penny and is very careful about the spends, it is very important to have a kind of feel as to the quantitative delivery of results.
If you make claims which are not realistic, over-realistic or over-claims, naturally those creatives are going to fail, because when consumers buy those products and these products do not fulfill that desire what consumer wants, companies are going to fail, and these are unethical claims. But this happens because there's lack of creativity at the advertisement company.
There is so much cutthroat competition between agencies that after they come in, first of all, they pitch for the business at such low prices that it's very difficult for them to hire specialists to do a specialist job. If the client is not getting the results out of the specialist skills that the agency's provided, I think you either need to change the agency or change the idea.
You need to sort of maintain a consistency in whatever you're doing, even if it means maintaining a consistency with the competitor agency's work that has happened with this particular client earlier.
The next 5 years is toughest for this fraternity, considering rising expectations, the need for agility, and most importantly, understanding this monster called digital. Hence, I caught up with Shiv Singh, a recognized digital marketer whose main task is to ensure that brands of PepsiCo beverages eat, think and breathe digital. Social media is his personal passion. In fact, he's even authored a book on the subject called Social Media Marketing for Dummies. Pepsi has really upped its digital mandate, and Shiv expects its communication partners to do so as well. Listen in to this rather interesting conversation.
You've just tied up with Beyonce. I believe first you're doing it only digital, and then in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, you'll take it to TV. Tell me a little bit about this deal, and what's the rationale of first going digital? How does it add to, let's say, more buzz?
That's, I think, a perfect example of this new world order. So, Pepsi established this global relationship with Beyonce, and when we announced it, we really emphasized that it's a creative collaboration. It's not just about an endorsement or about being in a TV ad. There's a lot more to it than that. We partnered with her in such a way that the first place that this new song of hers landed, Grown Woman, would be in a Pepsi piece of video.
Okay.
And that's where it was different. It was an online video with a whole bunch of Twitter-driven engagement around it. And now in the next few weeks, it's going to land in television as well.
By getting it first on digital, right, and then phasing it out and then taking it onto TV, what have you achieved as opposed to, let's say, if you did it vice versa?
Yeah. I think what we've achieved is something really, really important that you can't do when you start with a TV advertisement. And that is create a global cultural moment. So if you were to go online and Google Pepsi and Beyonce or just Beyonce, you see dozens and dozens of stories from around the world talking about what is she releasing, what's happening, without spending anything on paid media. So think about that amazing attention created without media investments. And when it goes to TV, it's just like a recap. It's a reminder of that special moment.
When do you see a time where digital spends and traditional spends will almost equal, or will there ever be a time like that?
So I'm going to get in trouble for this response, but I suppose it's fine. I think absolutely, it's just a matter of time. I would say in some cases with some of our brands in our portfolio, we already see that. We see more spend in digital than we do in broadcast. It'll always depend on a few factors. One is the consumers and where they're spending their time. Our ability to tell rich stories online, and the more that increases, the more value it provides to us. And then the third piece, which is really tricky, is that the whole broadcast world itself is going digital. We're starting to watch more and more movies online. Sure. I was watching, an IPL match last night on YouTube. So, where you can separate digital from TV becomes harder too.
Your recent focus has also been, online videos, and you did a super job taking on Coke during the Super Bowl. Are we going to see more such focused initiatives from you? And if you could take me through, what's the plan for, let's say, 2013, 14 and 15?
So we had a lot of fun during the Super Bowl in the US where, our competitor was running some advertising and it was a good effort and, good for them. But we looked at it and we thought, we could do something a lot more fun and have a bit of fun with this. So we created a spoof ad, which was basically the behind the scenes of their ad. So we had actors and actresses in our ad that looked exactly like theirs, but it was what was actually happening on set. And guess what? They were all drinking Pepsi. I mean, when given a choice, what else would you drink? Now, the beauty of this also is they launched the ad 2 days before the Super Bowl. In barely 48 hours, we created this response ad. And we chose not to put it on the Super Bowl though. We had other stuff going on the Super Bowl. Instead, we put it online and it got many more views than a competitor online.
Because the numbers for Coke versus Pepsi on Twitter versus, your likes on Coke versus Pepsi on Facebook, I think you're only 6 million, they're 34.8 million. Even on Twitter, they're far higher, almost three times more in terms of following. Could you explain that to me?
Sure. I think, the following or the number of likes, it's like how many chairs do you have in a conference hall? Now, I can pay a lot of money and put a zillion chairs in a conference hall. But if they're empty, they're absolutely useless. It's just cost me money. The real metrics are the people talking about this metrics, how many people are participating, how many are responding, how much brand health movement you're seeing, how much purchase intent, how much offline sales impact. And in those metrics, I'm really excited and proud of the fact of all the work our different teams around the world do. We do lead, and we lead pretty consistently.
How can Goa Fest be complete without awards? We bring you the best ads that made the cut at the Media and Creative Abbeys 2013. That's coming up in just a moment. Stay with us.